Welcome to the Formal School for the Art Teacher Time. I'm your host, Scott Nixon, and today I'm here to interview Scott Nixon about his action research project at Full Sail University. Let's start off with the main question. What was your action research project about, and why did you choose it?
Thanks, Scott. My AR project is about using live streaming video to teach multiple classes the same subject at one time. I actually got the idea by the way window sessions were conducted. Elementary teachers have to teach several subjects a day. Some they like to teach, others not so much. That's where the idea of video conference teaching came about. Why not have the teacher who was the best at the subject teach that one to multiple classes, with the other teachers helping out? When the students go to middle and high school, they get teachers focused on one subject, and I saw this as a way to do it at the elementary level.
Is this where the idea of team teaching also came into the project?
Yes. Unlike the idea of team teacher by lumping one subject onto one elementary teacher and having them teach it over and over, this version is where the lead teacher in the video conference lessons teaches the lessons while the other teachers are there for support in their own classes. This prevents burnout by the teacher. When you teach the same lesson over and over, by the time the third or so class comes around, they would probably not get as high as a quality of lesson as the first. This has been shown to come about sometimes during traditional team teaching. The way we did it for the project, each class gets the first lesson from the teacher at his or her best.
How did you go about setting up the project?
Yes, the project took a lot of planning. We had to determine which subject would be the one taught by video conferencing, design a delivery method, and test the method. The adding model is very helpful. I now had a model to follow, and setup was not as strenuous as I thought it was going to be. We decided to use social studies as a subject because I majored in U.S. history at the College of Charleston, and it was already scheduled to be taught by all three classes at the same time.
What tools were involved in the video conference learning?
During Cycle 1 lessons, mainly we just used iChat and keynote presentations in a lecture format. The iChat was set up so I could see the other class, and they could see me and the presentation. The other class could not see my class, and my class could not see them to prevent distractions. When we went to start Cycle 2, I reflected back on the research where it focused on the fact that one should always try to incorporate all three learning styles into their lesson: auditory, visual, and kinesthetic. We decided, since we had the Promethean active boards, to use those flip charts that we could create to involve that kinesthetic learning. Thus, we came up with interactive timelines the students could work on, videos, flash activities, and even a homemade version of Oregon Trail that the classes played against each other on Fridays.
Let's go back to Cycle 1 for a second. Tell me, how did things turn out?
Cycle 1 was what I figured it would be like. First couple of lessons were a feeling out process, and then the students noticed they were now just part of the social studies routine. Due to bandwidth issues, the lessons were only between my class and another, but all lessons went smoothly on the technical side. It came down to how much interaction the students had during the lesson that kept them involved. With the lecture and question format, we only had roughly around 70 or 75% engaged, and the results of the cycle showed, as test scores for the students showed only a slight improvement. That is why, after reflecting back on the research, we added all those elements for Cycle 2.
Cycle 2? You said you made some changes. Were they for the better or worse?
The changes we made for Cycle 2 were definitely for the better. By adding the element of the flip charts, the students were able to be more actively involved in the lessons, and it showed. We had a bigger increase in test results, and our survey results showed the students liked these lessons better than those of Cycle 1. Overall, I would consider Cycle 2 a success.
How would you go about summing up your project, including your research and the two cycles?
First things first, I liked doing the project. It was fun, and my partner teacher liked the fact that every now and then, the burden of teaching social studies was off her shoulder just for one day. In reflection, I think I would have liked to use the setup for Cycle 2 during my first cycle. I had more students involved, and they enjoyed the class more during that time. My research stated that involvement with students were key, along with making the presentation about the material and the students and not about the presenter. In the long run, I see the project as a success, and with proper planning, maybe next year, we can incorporate more subjects into the video conference learning schedule.
Thank you for your time, Scott, and answering the questions. This has been Scott Nixon for the Thornwell School for the Arts Teacher Minute. Have a great day.